Today, we're going to be talking about the play-in teams, the play-in games, and the future for some of the teams that are out of the playoffs, but then also my playoff predictions for this year. Now, I do want to apologize, I've been gone for a while, I've been getting really busy, and this has kind of been on the back burner, but the playoffs are here, I want to get back into it, and start posting videos consistently again for you guys. So, let's start this off, the Heat versus the Hornets. Now, in this game, Wiggins and Davion Mitchell actually played very well for the Heat in general and proven to be really good assets for the future. For whatever the Heat really want to do, either they can trade Wiggins and Mitchell for better pieces or just future assets and kind of blow up the entire team, or get other good players out of them, or trade them together and get one really good guy to pair with Hero and Bam, or just trade the entire team. If they don't make a big change, they are going to keep staying in the play-in every single year for the end of time. You know, like the Heat have been here for so long, and they either just make playoffs or just miss it. So they never have a really good lottery pick or draft pick in general. They do need to make a change. I mean, yeah, Bam scored 83 this year, but then he also scored 6 in this game. He did only play, 11 minutes because LaMelo got a flagrant 2 foul that they had to look at after. It definitely was scummy of LaMelo to do that, but in the moment it wasn't a flagrant 2, so it obviously wasn't that horrendous. But looking back at it in slow motion, he pulled Bam's leg. It's just kind of disgusting. On the Hornets side, Con was horrible. Con shot 0 of 6, given the vibe of Klay Thompson in the playoffs. But in general, Bridges, LaMelo, and Miller all came up big. They won the game for the team in general. And if you're trying to make playoffs, you shouldn't rely on a rookie to get you there. But how Con has been playing this entire year, being one of the top candidates for Rookie of the Year, he really should be making more of an impact in these games. Now let's go to the Magic and Sixers game. With no Joel, Maxey keeps proving that he does own this team now. And I would not be surprised once the playoffs are over, once next year starts, if Joel is gone as soon as physically possible. It's definitely hard because he doesn't have very much trade value in general, but he's still a great player when he plays. So I do believe that a team would take the risk on him. I just don't know how much you'd get back for him. It might be around, not necessarily the same kind of value as the Trae Young trade, but probably something around there where they might get like 1 draft pick. Because if I'm any team, I would not give up more for Joel Embiid. VJ had an amazing first game. Like, first playoff experience game, VJ played awesome. Had 19 points, shot 44% from the field, and had 11 rebounds. He only had 1 assist, but that's not really the player he's turning into anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like I said with Colin, like, you don't want to rely on the rookie to get you to the playoffs, but if they've been showing up throughout the year, you'd like them to show up when the games matter, you know? And he did, so that's awesome. I can't wait to see him in the playoffs. I want to see VJ play, show that he is really that guy. He won't win Rookie of the Year this year, but he was a top 3 rookie nonetheless. On the Magic side, like, Lord, Bane was carrying this team as much as he could, showing that he is kind of worth what he got traded for, but I still think he was an overtrade nonetheless. But he had 34, 6 and 4 on 63% shooting. That's kind of insane. The backup really flopped. Paolo was a horrible shooter this game, shooting 32 from the field and 0 for 5 from 3. That's insane. Like, there's this new nickname for Paolo, PB No J. Oh, fuck. That's a damn good nickname. I love Paolo, but I'm going to be using that every time he has a bad game. I don't care. Slander all I want. Franz shot, like, well, but he didn't shoot enough shots in general to help win this game. He didn't even play 30 minutes, so I assume at a certain point they kind of just knew they weren't winning and took out Franz. But if you win this game, you don't have to play a second play-in game and get more rest and get more training before the actual playoffs start. So I definitely don't love it. Now, the next elimination game was the Clippers and Warriors. The Clippers are almost in the exact same spot as the Heat, where if they don't make changes, they will be stuck in this like purgatory for a while. I think a really good thing that they can look at is that this year Kawhi Leonard played very well. He played more than anyone really thought he would because he's always injured. And he played great while doing it. So he definitely has value in a trade package. And a team that's trying to break out for the finals, break out for the championship, I think would try to get Kawhi, but obviously not give up a crazy amount. But you almost need to give up a crazy amount because Kawhi's ceiling is star of a championship team. His floor doesn't even play in the playoffs. So it's definitely hard to say what you could get for Kawhi. But you definitely, if you're the Clippers, you want to build around Mathurin and Garland. They're the best two players in this game and most reliable. Even though they're both young, build around them, trade everyone, trade all the old heads. Like, there's been jokes, the Clippers turned into the old folks home. And they did. Like Kawhi Leonard, Brook Lopez, Chris Dunn. You gotta trade everyone off, and even if, because you can get a lot back for Kawhi, it has to be the right market. Kawhi, you could get a much smaller package for Brook Lopez, especially because this last year he was pretty bad, but he has value nonetheless for any team, really. So you can get value for both those guys, and then everyone else, let them walk in free agency, let them trade them away, maybe add them with a second round pick and get anything in return. It's just, you need a younger team, and Mathurin and Garland are perfect pieces for that. Now in this game, the Warriors. Curry was electric, shooting 7 for 12 from 3, dropping 35 points. Santos and Dingus Pingus both had 20 as starters. And the rest of the team kind of just did what they needed to do around Curry. And you love to see that. That's almost the bread and butter just of the Warriors, where it's Curry scores 30 and everyone else does their job. It's not reliable, especially with this team, where like Podziemski is your starting shooting guard. And he actually played pretty decent these past 2 games, but I don't want to trust that man with my golf clubs. Nonetheless, a playing game. I'd say the Warriors played very well. Next is the Portland Suns, and Denny Abdia took over this game. He had 41 on 68% shooting with 12 assists. That's insane. And with the 12 assists, that means it wasn't just like one guy, like him and that guy were going crazy. He was passing the entire team. The entire team kind of made an impact on this game. No one was a huge impact, but I did want to talk about Drew Holiday being a true veteran in this game, being the second leading scorer on the team, and playing 38 minutes. As a vet, playing 38 minutes, I love to see that. He's definitely like slowed down a little bit, especially from like Boston and Milwaukee. In general, he's still Drew Holiday. He's a damn good point guard. He's a reliable point guard. And he has obviously been mentoring a bit Denny Abdia, where Denny's playmaking has been better. His shot selection has been better. So I love seeing that. I want to continue seeing that from him in the future. Now, the Suns, they're in the same problem that they have been in for a while. Like, even since KD and Beal days, where their main guys are just scorers. They have no real defense, and the real defense that they have is Dylan Brooks. But in this game, he scored 20 points, so his defensive impact is not going to be as strong if he were to score like 6 points and just be a menace on defense, which I think they would need him. It's almost like a Draymond Green player, where I don't want you to score. I want you to get like 7 points max a game. But I need you to be in the passing lanes. I need you to intimidate on the line. Like, do small things throughout the entire game that does affect the opposing offense enough to slow them down. so our scorers can outscore them, kind of thing. Now, the Hornets and Magic game was disgusting. The Magic put out to ass against the Hornets this game. The Hornets were down 30 by the third quarter. And they ended up losing by 31 by the end. So they made no difference between the third and fourth quarter. And at this point, we have to have some conversations about LaMelo Ball. He came into the league, won Rookie of the Year. I still don't believe he should have. He did, and now he has an actual pretty decent supporting cast around him, and they still haven't done anything. Brandon Miller honestly had a breakout season this year. Miles Bridges is still really good. LaMelo is still very good. And you have Khan now. So I think keep the team the same. Maybe try to get a better big man, because they do have quite a bit of guards, especially adding Kobe White. If I don't see a change this next year, how can I trust LaMelo to do anything? Especially with how open the East is. Who wants to come to the Hornets? You have almost as good as you're going to get right now, until maybe in free agency someone's like, I want to play with LaMelo, I want to play with that point guard. That's great. Get that. But before that happens, you have to show that you guys can win, or at least make it to the playoffs and put up a good fight in the first round for a guy to be like, okay, if I come to this team, we could be a championship level team. That'd be great. You have to show that instead of missing playoffs or being a first round exit every single year. Oh, and again, Khan was horrible this game. He really needs to start making an impact. Again, he's a rookie. I don't necessarily blame him for this loss, but if he could have some shots falling, the momentum might have slowed down, and it would have been a much closer game by the end. They probably still would have lost, but not by 30 almost the entire game. Paolo did shoot pretty well in general, so that's good, but it was a team win. Like, almost everyone was getting their shots up and hitting what they needed to hit. Franz has to play better. I need him to understand that he's kind of in a Jaylen Brown spot right now, where Paolo is his Jason Tatum, and he's like obviously the second best player on the team, but like there are talks about him being the best. And during the regular season, people were really talking about him being the best player on this team, but in these two play-in games, he hasn't shown that. So in the playoffs, I need to see him put some damn good points up, play some damn good basketball, and prove that he's fully on the level of Paolo. Because, again, like this regular season, Paolo has been kind of mid, and Franz has been holding up the Magic a little bit better, but holding them up to be 8th seed. Like, if I'm saying I'm the best player on this team and we're the 8th seed, I'm not proud of that. So they got to work together a lot better. I honestly could even see Paolo getting traded, but I won't get into that. For the Hornets, again, run it back, try to get another big man, and actually prove that you can do something. Now, the last game to play in was Warriors and Suns. And you gotta love Curry, but he can't do it all, especially with how bad he is defensively. It was interesting for the Suns, though. Jalen Green has been outplaying Booker in these two play-in games, and he's obviously very inconsistent on his entire career, and when the playoffs start, who knows what he'll actually score. But since that's the truth, Booker needs to be playing better and taking over games as the star of this team. I've been saying for a while that Booker is like kind of a fraud at this point. Sure, he scored 70 when 5 years ago, or might even longer than that. Yeah, well, he scored 70 8 or 9 years ago. Jesus. But yeah, we always talk about that, and oh, he's a great scorer. I don't really care. If you can't win and you can't do much else, I don't really care that you're a great scorer. So we will have to see in the playoffs how Booker plays with Jalen Green in an actual playoff game, especially against OKC. But that's what I'm saying. Curry did sell this game a little bit. He shot poorly. Almost shot him out of this game. I mean, they lost pretty handedly anyway, but the biggest problem is Pods was their leading scorer. That's crazy. And I guess in your starting lineup, the next offensive option after Pods would be Tingis, which he can't really be trusted with that role. Because, again, like, he's injured a lot, so you can't rely on him to be that role. And even in this game, like, he was fine. He shot well, but he only shot, like, 5 or 6 shots. So I don't like that from him. I want him to come into this game wanting to help, wanting to win. And he was very passive. Now, the Warriors off season, again, Curry's just getting older every single year. And Curry's getting older, Draymond's getting older. So, I really don't even know what they do. It's either you trade Curry and get a lot of assets back, because if you trade Curry to a team, that's an instant championship team. So you have to get definitely some assets back, but Curry won't be in the league for another 5 years. Like, he'll probably be with that team for maybe 2. And then take a dip in his 3rd if he plays 3 years. I don't know. So, I think they have to blow it up. Like, definitely loyalty is a thing. And we love loyalty. But I almost feel like Curry deserves to fight for another championship. And the Warriors just cannot give that to him currently. So, if you can, like, package, like, Curry and Draymond and get, like, 2 or 3 first-round picks for that, I think that'd be very good for them. And let Tingus walk. Fuck. I would never want Tingus on my team. Yeah, the plan was pretty good this year. I think that's one of the best things that Adam Silver's ever made, given the plan. It does suck if you're like the 7th seed, but you just lose 2 games, and then you're out of the playoffs. That does suck, but hey, that's part of the game. And you do have to just accept that. But now, we are going to talk about my playoff predictions. Oklahoma versus the Suns. I don't think we need any talk. Oklahoma's going to kill them. Going to smoke them. They're the first seed for a reason. And the Suns barely made it with Jalen Green going crazy, which he will not be doing in the playoffs for multiple games. So I also think the Thunder beat them 4-0. Because, again, like, the Thunder's defense is just so huge, and the Suns really only have offense. The Thunder have defense and offense, so it can stop them and also destroy them on the other side. So I think that's going to be a pretty easy 4-0 sweep. Don't need to talk about it very much. That's just easy. That's light work. Barbecue chicken. The Lakers-Rockets. I think that's actually going to be a pretty decent series, but with Luka and Austin Reeves out, I just cannot see the Rockets losing this, especially because KD has so much to prove. He's surrounded by good young guys. The entire team is very decent. Like, being 5th seed in the West is good. Like, I think it was as soon as you're like in the play-in, then you were a lower tier of the West. But if you just straight up made playoffs, you're a damn good team. So I think the Rockets definitely take it, and I think it's pretty handily, like a gentleman's sweep. I think the Lakers take 1. Braun takes over. Maybe Rui has like a crazy, like a 25-point game or something like that. But KD, Sengun, Reed Shepherd, Amen Thompson, like, there's just too many pieces on this Rockets team to really lose to a 41-year-old LeBron-led Lakers with no Luka, no Reeves, you know? And that sucks, but Lakers will be back next year, so it's fine. Coming down to Nuggets, Timberwolves. Y'all know I'm a Timberwolves fan. And this series could really go either way. I think it's going to be a crazy fought series. I think in the past, like, 3 years, like 2 or 3 years, the Nuggets-Timberwolves series have been some of the greatest basketball I've ever watched. And they're always close. So I think it's going to be a crazy hard-fought series, and I think it's going to 7. But Timberwolves will come out on top. I'm saying Timberwolves because I always give them the edge, but it really could be either team. And it's a really hard matchup for us in the first round. Especially because you can never count out Jokic. No matter what, never count out Jokic. Jamal Murray in the playoffs is a different beast. Aaron Gordon's going to be a little tough to defend because Julius Randle's a little more flat-footed. Catching him off the cut is going to be hard. But it's going to be a great series. I think Anthony Edwards is going to Anthony has something to prove. He needs to get this team to the finals to really prove that he's a top 5 player in the league, since we've been stuck at conference finals for the last 2 years. The last series in the West, first round, is Spurs and Trailblazers, and it's easy to say the Spurs will win this. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. Denny will probably have one amazing game, probably drop like 40, 45, and they'll like just squeeze out a win. But all the Spurs wins will probably be double digits. Maybe like 5 points minimum. Obviously that's a close game, but like they won. Again, like that's just not a hard series. The Spurs have been amazing this year. Wemby's amazing, and it's insanely hard to play against him. So yeah, let's just stay with the West. So now it's going to be Thunder versus Houston. And this is definitely closer. I mean, obviously it's the second round, but the Thunders do still come out on top. I would say the Thunder win in 6. With how many pieces Houston has, they actually have a decent fighting chance against the Thunder. And with KD, if he can really be KD in a lot of these games, they definitely can take 2. It's, again, just the Thunder defense is insane. We'll have to see if the refs are paid off again this year. It's it's always hard to go against the Thunder because you never know if you're going to be able to play defense or not. So, you know. So yeah, Thunder go by in 6, go to the conference finals. Then we got Timberwolves versus Spurs. And this might be glaze. I don't care. I think the Timberwolves win this. And I think they do it in 6. Julius Randle is actually a very good counter to Wemby. He plays bully ball and does not let Wemby just get past him so easily. So I think in this series, Rudy Gobert will barely be played. He'll definitely start most games. I mean, I'd assume all games, but he'll probably max out at like 20 to 25 minutes. And Naz Reid is going to have to come in and really show up big. That's also the thing with the Nuggets series. Naz Reid has to be hitting his shots. Like, he's been shooting pretty poorly at the end of this regular season, so he has to be hitting his shots for us to make it by. But yeah, I think Timberwolves win in 6 and make it to the conference finals again. And it's going to be the same as last year where it's OKC and Timberwolves. I do think the team has grown, the team is better than last year, and the team genuinely has a chance to be in the finals. So I think Timberwolves in 7. It's going to be a crazy hard series. It can go either way easily. Like, the Thunder are definitely the favorites this year, no matter what. So beating them is going to be a tall task. But we can definitely do it. I think Julius Randle really showed that last year he's not a playoff choker. And he can even be the leading scorer in multiple playoff games. And be there when we need him to be there. Okay, so now the East. We got Pistons and Magic. I don't think there's an upset. Pistons have been 1 seed for a reason, and I think the Magic just get not cooked. Like, I think it goes to 6. I think the Magic do put up a good fight, but the Pistons do just come out on top with how good Cade is. Cade is miles better than Paolo, and that's the 2 teams' top players. Then we got Cavs, Raptors. I don't even think this is close. Easy gentleman sweep. I think Scotty has one great game. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden have so much to prove in these playoffs that they have to win games, or they might forever be known as the guys that can't get out of like the second round. I guess Harden did, but you know what I mean. And we got Knicks, Hawks. Ever since Trey has been traded, the Hawks have been a little weird. CJ McCollum has not been their saving grace necessarily. Jalen Johnson is amazing, but the Knicks just have such a deep team. Like Jalen Brunson, Cat, Josh Hart, OG, Mikal Bridges. Like, it's such a deep team. Tyler Kolak. Like, it's almost a perfect playoff team with how deep they are. So I think the Knicks take him out again. I think that's a gentleman's sweep. I think it's that easy. And then last of the first round is Celtics and Sixers. Now, the Sixers are definitely going to put up a fight, but nothing crazy, because the Celtics are freaking amazing, like every year. Jason Tatum is back, and he's playing amazing basketball. Brown has shown that he is an all-NBA player when the team is his. And yeah, I think that's again another gentleman's sweep. If Joel is still out and doesn't play at all, easy gentleman's sweep. If Joel plays, they might take it to 6, maybe 7, but I doubt it, just because of how good the Celtics are, especially with how deep they are. Again, with like with the Knicks, they're so deep, which is so good for a playoff team. Okay, then we got Pistons and Cavs. And no matter what, both these teams have something to prove, but it is nice for the Pistons because they don't really have anything to lose. No one really thought the Pistons would be the first seed, and it's honestly insane that they are. Like, even looking at that now, still, it's surprising. So I do think that this is going to 7, but I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I think, again, 2 years ago when the Cavs were the first seed and lost so early, that tarnished them so bad that even last year they lost even earlier. So I gotta go 7, and I gotta take Cavs. Harden being added to like trade out Garland is huge, and I really cannot wait to see how they do in the playoffs with Mobley, Jared Allen. Like, the entire team is just so good. They're not as deep as like the Knicks or Celtics, but they have so much talent in their starting lineup that they can really, really go far. So I think Cavs win in 7. And then next we got Knicks and Celtics. Now, this, I think, again, is a go 7 series. They both have super deep teams. They both have great players on each side. And it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a freaking dogfight. Madison Square Garden is going to be so damn loud. It's going to be beautiful. Straight cinema. I gotta say, Boston comes out on top, though. Brunson has shown that he is the star of the Knicks. But no matter what, a small point guard is a really small, or really hard sell to be your best player in the playoffs. He's not Curry. And if you're not Curry, it's a really hard sell. I love Cat so much, but I know that Cat has times where he can be the best player on the floor and drain like 3 threes in a row, or he could be ice cold and miss 5 threes in a row. So I think Cat's going to shoot them out of 1 game, maybe 2, but he's also going to save them 1 or 2 games from his shooting. So then conference finals, we got Cavs and Boston. And I truly believe the Cavs are going to be making a run this year. They're going to beat Boston in 6. It's going to be Harden going back to like Houston Harden days to end some games. And Boston doesn't necessarily have a good fix to that because they lost Drew Holiday. They lost quite a few pieces, but like Derek White is going to be a huge asset for Boston. The Cavs just have to hope that Derek White will be on one of them, and then one of either Mitchell or Harden, and then the other one can just cut to the basket, drain a 3. They're both insanely clutch players. So to have that on the same team is immensely helpful. So they go by in 6. The finals, Minnesota and Cavs. I gotta say, Minnesota in 6. I think both teams are fighting for their lives in this series. Both teams have so much to prove, especially the players themselves. Like, Ant has to prove that he's not just a conference finalist guy or just short of a winner. That's probably eating him up because he works so damn hard. Julius Randle, for his entire career, has never made it this far, and he needs to show that he can do it. It would be almost poetic to see Gobert and Mitchell play against each other. They can never do it together, but on their own on different teams, they finally made it here. That would be awesome, and we're finally here. We got to fight for our lives. Harden could finally get that championship he's been chasing for so long to cement himself as one of the greats. This series could be cinema. Mobley against Randall, Jared Allen against Gobert. Oh, it would be perfection. The only thing that could be better is if it was Nuggets Timberwolves finals, which is impossible. But That would be crazy. I think finals MVP, I think conference finals MVP, Julius Randle. Finals MVP, Ant. And then conference finals MVP on the other side would be Donovan Mitchell. I think it's straight up just going to be Donovan Mitchell because they're going to be slowing down Harden a lot. But yeah, that's my ranking. This is a longer video, a lot of a yap sesh, but that's kind of my channel. I want to come back to this and talk about the playoffs as they're happening. This is the biggest part of basketball, and I can't miss it. So thank you all for watching. I will see y'all again, and I hope y'all come back. Thank you so much.